Hey guys and girls, today we're going to begin our next interactive read aloud. This story is titled, What's the Matter in Mr. Whiskers' Room? The author is Michael Elsom Ross and the illustrator is Paul Mizell. The genre of this book is nonfiction. It teaches us real life information, true facts about the 3 states of matter. Now, also in this story is a beginning, a middle, and an end with characters and a setting. So that's not typical of your nonfiction story. So this story actually could be realistic fiction as well because it does have characters, setting, a beginning, a middle, and an end. But the main genre is nonfiction because it's teaching us true facts, real information about the 3 states of matter. Now, you've already learned your special words for this story. I'm going to review them one more time before we get started. And I want you to pay attention to these words, see if you can find them as we read, and we're going to see if we can use context clues as we read to help us figure out what the meanings of these words are. The first word is matter. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Scattered means to spread out or separate over an area. Discovered. Discovered, it means to find something unexpectedly or as you're searching. Discovered. The next word is cruised. This means to travel at a steady pace. Cruised. Examined means to investigate thoroughly or to look at closely. Magnifying lens is a tool used to look at small or detailed things and makes them look larger than they really are. Magnifying lens. And lastly, the word is dissolves. Dissolves means to break down or become incorporated into a liquid to form a solution. Dissolves. Now today, we are not going to read the entire read aloud. We're going to read the first about 10 pages. And we're only going to hear about 3 or 4 of our special words. So I want you to pay attention to them, okay? Now, here we go. What's the Matter in Mr. Whiskers' Room? Written by Michael Elsom Ross, illustrated by Paul Mizell. One hot Monday in early September, Martin arrived at school with a bellyache, but when he walked into the classroom, he almost forgot all about it. Mr. Whiskers had a wild look in his eyes, the kind that said something fun was going to happen. There were science kits set up at tables and even outside in the schoolyard. Lots of kids had questions about the kits, but when Mr. Whiskers waved his silence wand, everyone quieted down. So, let's go ahead and talk about the beginning. So this is the first page of the story. We've been introduced to the characters. We know that the teacher is Mr. Whiskers. And we know some of the characters' names. It says Martin arrived at school with a bellyache. So I'm assuming that this character right here is Martin because he just got to school and he's holding his tummy. There's some other students here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but we're not sure what their names are right now. So we know the beginning. We know the characters, Mr. Whiskers and Martin so far. We know the setting. It's a hot Monday morning in September, and they're at school. So we know it must be the morning time because Martin just arrived at school. So this is the beginning. What's the matter with your stomach, Martin? Whispered Ashley. Matter? Did I hear someone say matter? Mr. Whiskers asked. That's exactly what we are going to explore today. Matter. There's our word. Matter is stuff, and I have lots of stuff for you to play with. Remember, matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. All the kids wanted to see the stuff, but first Mr. Whiskers pointed out the rules for Explorer Time. Here are the rules. Start to play when you hear the horn. Share with other people. Change groups whenever you wish or when it's too crowded. Be gentle with things and people. Have fun, and help put everything away when I beat the drum. When he tooted the horn, everyone scattered. Some kids looked at the kits in the classroom and some checked out the science stations in the schoolyard. So I just heard another one of our special words, scattered. It says, when he tooted the horn, everyone scattered. So what did they do if they scattered? They spread out to different areas, and it gave us clues. It said some kids decided to stay in the classroom and look at the science kits there, while others went outside in the schoolyard to check out the science stations in the that were on the outside. So here's Mr. Whiskers holding up his sign, his rules, and here are the kids listening closely so that they can know what is expected of them during this exploration time. So we're still at school. That's the setting. Martin, Corey, and Miguel dashed to a table set up with water droppers, leaves, bottle caps, and other things. Corey sucked up some water with a dropper and then squirted it out. Martin watched. "What are you doing, Corey?" he asked. "Making bubbles," she answered. Miguel covered a leaf with drops of water and discovered they stuck there. Then he counted as he filled a bottle cap with drops. "Let's do something really fun," Corey announced. She pretended the dropper was a drippy nose. Willie cruised by and looked at Corey, but didn't stay to play. So look, here's that word right here, cruise. It says Willie cruised by and looked at Corey, but didn't stay to play. So if Willie cruises by Corey, he travels by her at a steady pace. He doesn't stop. He doesn't slow down. He just cruises right past her. So let's think about what's going on right here. So we've got some more characters. We know their names now. We've got Martin, that we already have met him. He's the one with the bellyache. We've got Corey, that's the little girl. And we have Miguel, that's him right here. So Miguel is counting as he's putting liquid water drops into the bottle cap. He counts 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Corey is putting the dropper into the water and pushing air into it, making bubbles. So the air would be a gas, the water would be a liquid. And then Corey says, "Let's do something really fun." She's like, "Let's pretend," she's using the dropper, and she said, "Let's pretend it's a drippy nose." So that's when Willie walked by and was like, "I'm just going to keep on cruising. I'm going to keep on walking by." She says, "I need a tissue." And then Miguel says, "That's gross, Corey." So they're just being silly as they're exploring. Miguel stuck drops of water to a pencil, a paperclip, his fingernail, and even to Mr. Whiskers' nose. "Does water take up space?" Mr. Whiskers asked. "Water fills up my dropper," said Martin. Miguel replied, "Drops can fill up a bottle cap." "Look, bubbles take up space," Corey announced. "Toys take up a lot of space in my room," Martin said. "Too much space, my mom says." "Hey, maybe everything takes up space." "That's the big idea," Mr. Whiskers told him. All matter takes up space. So it doesn't matter if it's solid, like your toys in your room, the liquid, like they were putting the water in the droppers, or the gases, like the bubbles that Corey was blowing into the cup of water. All states of matter take up space, solids, liquids, and gases. Miguel says, "I take up space at this table, so that means you are made of matter." "Snot takes up space in your nose," says Corey. So she's still got those pretend drippy nose that she used with the water dropper. A big idea. Everything around us is matter, and all matter takes up space. Air takes up space in a balloon, and water takes up space in a bathtub. The bigger the object, the more space it takes up. Look around you. Can you see matter taking up space? Which things take up the most space? So I want you to check that out. You can pause the video if you need to, but I want you to look around you and see if you can find some solids, some liquids, and some gases. The air that we breathe around us takes up space. We might can't see it and you might can't feel it, but it's taking up the entire space from wall to wall, ceiling to floor. We have air around us. That is a gas. Every single morning, I drink my sugar-free Red Bull. This is a liquid. The can is a solid because it has its own shape. But the liquid, the drink that I put in my body is a liquid because it takes the shape of the canister. I've got my glasses here. These are solid. If I put them on my face or if I take them on, they're still glasses. This is a solid. It has its own shape. So we have solids, liquids, and gases all around us. I want you to see if you can find some solids, liquids, and gases around you at your home. Which items do you think would take up the most space? So if I have my stapler, which is a solid, and my pencil, which is a solid, which takes up more space? The larger item, the stapler, that's right. So I want you to look around your home and see if you can find some solids, liquids, and gases and discover or try to decide which ones take up the most space. Let's keep reading. Martin saw Larry and Ashley over at a table with some interesting blue gloopy stuff. He got there just as Larry grabbed as much of the gloop as he could. "Mine, all mine," Larry said. "Larry, you're supposed to share," Ashley reminded him. "Now give some to Martin and me." Larry frowned but gave a bit to each of the others. So we've been introduced to some more characters. Now we have Larry and Ashley. So here's Martin, and he says, "Can I have some, Larry?" So this is Larry, and this is Ashley. And they're playing with some kind of interesting blue gloopy stuff that Mr. Whiskers has made. Larry, we can tell, really likes it because he didn't want to share it to begin with. Corey came over and took a chunk from Larry too. "Hey, this feels like rubber," she said. "It looks like taffy," said Martin. "It stretches," said Ashley. "Maybe we can add all of ours together and make a snake." So they're starting to describe this blue gloopy stuff and how it feels. Ashley describes it as feeling like rubber. Martin describes it as looking like taffy. Ashley talks about how it can stretch. So they're talking about the properties of it, the physical properties of it. Here they are playing with the blue gloopy stuff. "Maybe we can make candy and eat it," added Martin. "Yum." "Martin," Mr. Whiskers called out just as Martin was about to taste some gloop. "Remember, we don't eat any matter during science class, no matter how good it looks." Ashley said, "Look, Mr. Whiskers, it stretches." She says it's squishy and stretchy and bubbly. So this is the blue gloopy snake that they made when they put all of their gloop together. Mr. Whiskers said, "What else did you discover about gloop?" "Its bubbles make a loud pop," Corey cried out. Martin whined, "It looks and smells good enough to eat." "That's the big idea," said Mr. Whiskers. "We can find out about matter by using our senses of touch, sight, hearing, and smelling. We can also use our sense of taste, but not here, Martin." So here's another big idea about matter. We can find out about matter by using our senses. So when you're trying to describe these solids, liquids, and gases by what they look like, feel like, taste like, how strong they are, how long they are, you can use your senses. Use your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, and your touch. For example, a carrot is matter. It has a particular taste, smell, color, and shape. Carrots even make a crunchy, snappy sound when you bite into them. We can sense other things too. We can't see air, but we can feel it when the wind blows and smell the scents that it carries. So there's another big idea. We know that everything around us is made of matter and takes up space, but now we know that we can use our senses to learn more about solids, liquids, and gases. We can use our sense of touch and smelling and tasting and seeing and hearing to help us learn more about these different kinds of matter. And that's exactly what these kids, as they're investigating and playing with this gloop, that's exactly what they are learning, that they can use their senses to find out more. Okay, so we're going to stop right there. We'll pick up with the next section of our Read Aloud tomorrow. I want you to go ahead and click page 1 so that you can get started on your first activity with the story, "What is the Matter in Mr. Whiskers' Room?" Have fun, y'all.